Okay, tonight's starting lineups. First for Dowling Catholic. The starters include number 1, Diego Leon. Number 3, Carson Boyle. Number 4, Patty Sullivan. Number 8, Nathan Liu. Number 10, Ben Jurgens. Number 11, John Harmon. Number 12, Joe Reed. Number 14, Quinn Stewart. Number 15, Parker Stork. Number 20, Fabian Leon. And number 23, Daniel Griesmer. The head coach of Dowling Catholic is Jackson Teeling. And now the starting lineup for your Waukee Warriors. The starters include number 1, Evan Knighty. Number 3, Sam McDevitt. Number 4, Nico Garcia. Number 8, Aiden Hillis. Number 10, Ryan Ellerbach. Number 11, Mitchell Dixon. Number 14, Will King. Number 18, Blake Jones. Number 22, Jacob Macbeth. Number 26, Will Gearhart. And number 28, Cole Schrage. The head coach of the Warriors is Carlos Osby. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please stand for the playing of the national anthem?
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
And welcome back here to Waukee Stadium. Westside Showdown in boys soccer. Number 13, Dowling Catholic, taking on the number 1 team in the state, the Waukee Warriors. Lineups are in, fans are in the building, and ready for a good one here tonight. Both teams huddling up. Final motivation before we get set here tonight. The Maroons in their road kits here tonight, all white with maroon numerals and lettering, black trim. Meanwhile, for Waukee, they're in their home all black kits here tonight with purple numerals and lettering and white trim. The Warriors coming in with a perfect 13-0 record, one of 2 teams left in Class 3A with an undefeated record. Sioux City West, the number 4 team in Class 3A, the only other undefeated team at 9-0. And the Maroons coming in with a 9-3 record, trying to bounce back after a tough week last week. So the Maroons will start off with the opening possession for just a moment as we are underway here on this Tuesday night from Waukee. Carson Boyle bringing it forward into the half for the Maroons. Goes back to Harmon getting the start tonight. Now it's Lou pushing that out to the far flank. Back to Boyle as Dowling looks to apply a little pressure here in the early onset of this first half. That one cleared away by Blake Jones. So it will be a throw-in for the Maroons. Toss in from the far side. And that will give the Maroons another opportunity. Starting 11 for Dowling Catholic here tonight. Carson Boyle, Patty Sullivan, Nathan Liu, Ben Juergens, who was one of our players to watch in the pregame show, as Waukee handles it and brings it into their half. John Harmon, Joe Reed, Quinn Stewart, Parker Stork, Fabian Leone, and Daniel Griesmer. Diego Leone getting the start between the pipes for the Maroons here tonight. But it is the Warriors shifting it into their half. The top scoring team in the state by far and away. 90 goals this season for Waukee. And as we highlighted before the match, 16 different players this season have found the back of the net. And it will be a goal kick now for Dowling Catholic. Meanwhile, the starting 11 for Waukee tonight, they will go with Sam McDevitt, Nico Garcia, Aiden Hillis, Ryan Ellerbach, Mitchell Dixon, Will King, Blake Jones, Jake Macbeth, Will Gearhart, and then Cole Schrage, the sophomore. Evan Knighty getting the start at goal for Waukee tonight. Waukee hoping that it was going to be a corner, but instead it will be another goal kick for Diego Leone, the junior goalkeeper, who has played very well for Dowling this season. Again, just gave up the lone penalty kick goal last Friday in that frustrating loss to Southeast Polk. Now the Warriors getting set up, and it's Sam McDevitt, the junior, going out far to Jake Macbeth. Waukee methodically just trying to knife their way through this formation of the Maroons, trying to test Dowling here early. Leone boots it away. Harmon was the nearest Maroon there midfield. Nico Garcia, the senior, will push it back. A senior-laden Waukee team that carries a lot of depth. It's been one of the storylines for this Warriors squad throughout the year. Garcia, one of 9 seniors on this team, but loaded from top to bottom. Some good ball movement. Waukee has Dowling's back line pushed back in. Here's a shot deflected off of Carson Boyle. Throwing it in from the near side will be Cole Schrage. Schrage playing in all matches this season for the Warriors. They create a little space with McDevitt. Now to the top, a little hesitation by Hillis. Nice entry look, but Dowling is able to swat it away. Five minutes into our first half here from Waukee Stadium, just getting underway here on CISN.TV. Again, a beautiful night here in the western suburbs of Des Moines. Again, a little breezy, but otherwise beautiful night as the sun is continuing to set here at Waukee Stadium. Waukee just patiently finding their moment. And there they find Nico Garcia. But Daniel Griesmer played it well for the Maroons. But it's back with the Warriors. They push to the middle, the Warriors do with Mitchell Dixon. Garcia. Shot. And goes out of play off of the right foot of goalkeeper Diego Leon. That will set up our first corner of the night. Waukee was able to take advantage of 8 corner kicks in their last win against Valley last Friday. In front of the box. It was whistled dead, but the Warriors still have the early possession. From the back line, it's Ellerbach. Leon. Kind of in no man's land there for a little bit, but is able to regather the ball. Did not take the spin and go out of play for another potential corner. This time they'll get the infraction on the Warriors. Dowling was aggressive within the first minute of the beginning of this first half. Just trying to settle in here on the road. For the Maroons, part of a 2-match road stand. Dowling kicking into the win as 90 pushes it out. Nathan Liu trying to make a play on it for Dowling Catholic. Carson Boyle will back it to Griesmer. The junior for the Maroons looking for Harmon. Tough stretch. And now Waukee trying to settle down the pace. Chasing it down for Dowling is Parker Stork. But again, Waukee just makes you work for everything. Throw in for the Maroons, but deep in their own corner. So as Dowling tries to work against this Waukee formation, the Warriors try to counter. Maroons desperately trying to knock the ball away. So a whistle on the field. Again, that was Mitchell Dixon in pursuit for the Warriors. So the result is a free kick. And it will be Aiden Hillis. Out to Dixon. Shot. Just wide right. But strongly placed by the junior. There's Joe Reed, number 12. Again, if Dowling wants to have any success tonight, number 12 is going to have a big performance. The top goal scorer for the Maroons this season with 10 goals. Only player for Dowling with 10 or more goals this year. Contact there right in front of the Dowling bench. Taking the spill for the Maroons was Quinn Stewart, senior midfielder. Ten minutes into this first half from Waukee Stadium, it's been a feeling out process between the Maroons and the Warriors. Maroons give it up off the free kick. And the Warriors have been trying to play a long ball for Dixon here in the early onset as we have our first substitution for Dowling Catholic, and that looks like Henry Abarca, freshman midfielder, who did not play in the last match for the Maroons at Southeast Polk last Friday. He is in. Dowling played a strong match against Southeast Polk, but then just saw their momentum slip midway through the second half, and eventually leading to Southeast Polk getting a penalty kick opportunity, and were able to capitalize. So tonight is all about rebounding and learning from the previous week. Again, it's just a couple of weeks remain here on the regular season here in boys high school soccer. And how about Joe Reed for Dowling, still sprinting to the other end. Joe Reed just taking on his man, knocking him over, and then is giving the Maroons, I believe, a corner kick here. That one just split to the right side of our flag here in the near corner. So will be Quinn Stewart in the corner. No Ben Juergens for this attempt. First corner for the Maroons. A little too strong as it goes through the crowded, congested box. And Waukee will be back with it. But for the Maroons to earn a set piece early on, good sign for Jackson Teeling's squad. Both teams with one corner kick apiece here early on in our first half. Two Warriors in position on the other side. It's Dixon. Just couldn't quite get the legging. And Leon is in position. Two very good goalkeepers here tonight. Both teams have their work cut out for them. For Leon, 81.8% save percentage on the season. There is Evan Knighty, who gave up his first goal of the season last Friday against Valley. Just a tremendous senior season he has had with a 90% save percentage, as two new Warriors will check in. Eric Moncada, one of the pair of Warriors coming in, as well as Brock Seisser. The back line for the Warriors. trying to pick apart some kind of opening against Dowling. But as great as Waukee is, it's a goal-scoring team. They just know when to press the right buttons. Chasing it down was Blake Jones for the Warriors, but that back line for Dowling doing a tremendous job, not giving much space. And now coming in for Dowling will be Enrico Sartori Fernandez, freshman forward. Played some significant minutes against Southeast Polk last Friday. Warriors shift from the far side to the near side. In the middle, it's McDevitt. And really no play for the Warriors. Dowling quick to throw it in. Nathan Liu ahead to Sartori Fernandez. But losing it is Abarca for Dowling Catholic. And now here come the Warriors. Warriors again were searching for a corner. Dowling's back line has been a strong point here this season. And thus far have made things difficult for the Warriors here early on. Coming back in for Dowling Catholic is Ben Juergens. Coming in for Quinn Stewart. Two well-coached teams will opt to use their depth here tonight, knowing fresh legs are going to be key. Warriors looking to push through the middle. Waukee searching here early on. But Dowling thus far has been able to answer. Low line drive kick from the goal for Diego Leon. Warriors looking to once again push through the middle. It's McDevitt. Now collecting is Blake Jones, one of the numerous talented seniors for this Waukee team. Garcia trying to wedge his way around a pair of Maroons. Now here's Will King. But the Maroons, to their credit, not giving much here early on. As we approach the 20-minute mark here in this first half. Joe Reed catching the Warriors sleeping there for a moment. Whistle on the field, and Ben Juergens is able to draw a foul. Sending it away as one of the captains, Parker Stork, senior defender. That gets caught up in the wind. And Knighty immediately just rolls it forward as the Warriors try to shift field. We highlighted in the pregame the big goal difference this season for Waukee. Again, 90 goals they've totaled this season and have only allowed 2 on the flip side. Lead class 3A in goals and assists and points to go along with that. And there's a wide margin between first and second place. This Waukee team has just been spectacular to watch here this season, but have been tested here early on by a very solid Maroons team whose seniors have played a lot of soccer over the years. And a part of this matchup that has turned into a fun rivalry in so many different sports. A good physical battle for the ball. And drawing the contact is Carson Boyle, senior forward. Boyle, one of 9 seniors for the Maroons, so both of these teams each with 9 seniors. Just to reinforce that point. Good veteran soccer players for both of these teams. Strongly sent away by Stork. Headed by Reed. Ball is still loose. And Reed with a little nudge from behind and from in front as well. Waukee establishing their early possession from the far side. And now they'll shift to the near flank with Nico Garcia. And nobody in position for the Warriors there. So Leon set to boot this one away. Oh, and nearly picked off by the Warriors. That would have resulted in a near one-on-one matchup.
Oh my gosh, look at the 9-back!
Here's Will King. Lightly touched. Back to King. Deflected off. Shot. And knocked away by Leon, but it will result in the second corner kick here in the first half for the Warriors. This one's sent from the corner. Still loose. Knocked around, and Dowling is able to clear it away. So as the Maroons get the possession back here, a new member will come in for Dowling Catholic. Sporting number 2 tonight, do not have that on the roster. But another good look for the Warriors. They're off of that set piece from the corner. Got a lot of bodies there, and the ball was loose for a couple minutes and maybe some holding. But you're going to have that in these kind of matches. So Dowling called here, and that will set up a free kick for Waukee. Trying to catch the Maroons off guard for a moment. Dowling impressive here early on, doing enough. Try to slow down the top scoring team in the state in Waukee. Another throw in from the far side for the Maroons. Now the Warriors able to draw the contact with Mitchell Dixon. Here's Ellerbach from the back line. Tight spacing from the far side. Breaking through for a moment. And so the Maroons will be back with it here. Unofficially 4 shots for Waukee thus far, 2 corner kicks. The Maroons were able to set up a corner earlier, but have yet to register a shot against Evan Knighty. Near side with Sicer. Races to the corner. And nowhere to go. Griesmer set to throw in for the Maroons. Sartori Fernandez checks out for Dowling. So quickly off of that throw in for the Maroons. It goes back to the Warriors, searching for their first goal tonight. Joe Reed knocking it away briefly for Dowling. Just under 11 minutes left to play here in this first half. Waukee putting on the majority of the pressure here early on, but Dowling has been able to handle it. Much of the same game plan we saw from the Maroons last Friday at Southeast Polk. Sam McDevitt pushes it out to the far flank for Waukee. Back kick. Knocked away by Patty Sullivan. So the Maroons able to hold ground. Waukee has had a couple of moments where just maybe they could get past Dowling. Catch him sleeping a little bit, but the Maroons have looked like a crisp team here early on, particularly in their defensive third. Jackson Teeling, head coach for Dowling, not pleased with our one official having some choice words there, just as Waukee got back their possession. Getting tripped up is Cole Schrage. So that sets up a free kick here from the near flank for Waukee. And a little miscommunication now. Here's Reed. Off to the races for Dowling. But his pass was not in stride, just a little backwards. Let's see if this causes a little rip on the other side. Here's a shot. And it went off of, I believe, a member of Dowling, so it will result in a corner for Waukee, all of which have come here from this near corner. Boy, Joe Reed was breaking in stride. Pass was just a little behind, and then Waukee was able to pick it off. Line drive corner. Stays alive with the Warriors. Crossed, header, up in midair, and bringing it down is Diego Leon. Third save for Leon, the junior goalkeeper. Boy, and that was set up beautifully for the Warriors with that header. But Leon showing off that range and just bringing that down in midair. He's been impressive this season, but the Warriors again, shot. Goes off of the arm of Leon. Warriors bringing the heat. All of a sudden, that was Dixon. So now for the first time with the wind to their back here a little bit here from that far corner. See what the Warriors do. That wind may have played a small factor trying to loft that one over to the right side of the pipe. And we do have a new Warrior checking in. Senior Lucas Bartacek. So now here's Reed. He's had a few moments here in this first half. Dowling was looking for Harmon getting the start tonight for Dowling. Didn't start against Southeast Polk last Friday, but played a lot of minutes. McDevitt from the middle. Earning that foul was Nathan Liu for Dowling. So Parker Stork from midfield. But the Warriors had numbers. Strongly cleared away with the wind to their back. Waukee with 5.5 minutes left to play in this first half, trying to set up another attack formation here. Had the Maroons backed up against the ropes there for a few minutes. Dowling in position. Dowling just a little bit sloppy. Giving it back to the Warriors. And Boyle is going to be called for the infraction. going up against Brock Seiser. Cooper Collins, freshman for the Warriors. Goes back to Ellerbach as the back line. Going back a little bit further into the scoring half for the Warriors. And a yellow card has now been assessed to Joe Reed. So Reed will exit. Reed's been playing awfully physical here in this opening half. Sartori Fernandez back in for the Maroons. But that is a big loss for Dowling here late in this first half. Sent to the middle, deflected off the side of the foot of the Maroons. Left an initial opening for Collins. But Dowling will get it back here with a goal kick with exactly 4 minutes to go here in what's been a back and forth first half in this West Side showdown between two top 15 programs in the state. Obviously, Waukee at number 1 and Dowling at number 13. Warriors doing a nice job of regrouping. That was a nice touch by Will King, but Dowling was there for a moment, but just been a little bit sloppy at times with their passes. Not in the area of the pitch where you want to do that. Sartori Fernandez waiting for a few of his teammates in the white kits to come around. Ben Juergens with it momentarily there for the Maroons. Now the Warriors again just trying to start this attack from their back line, coming in just slowly but surely. Collins backs it away for the Warriors. Nicely played ball, but it goes past the end line. That was set up for Lucas Bartachek. So off of Dowling. Now it's a corner. Sharply hooked in, but Leone able to hug it in. Leone has been in the right position for much of the night thus far. Despite a good-looking corner that sharply came in from Aiden Hillis. Back line trying to do anything for the Maroons. Waukee was starting to pressure a little bit. Free kick sent out of play. It'll go back to the Warriors. So we have 1 minute remaining here in our opening half from Waukee Stadium. Been a fun battle here on the turf under the lights on this Tuesday night. Waukee with 5 corner kick attempts here in this first half alone. Been trying to do a few different things, but the Maroons, especially Diego Leone, who's been spectacular at goal here in this first half, have had an answer. Also give credit to the Maroons as well, playing these last 4 minutes without Joe Reed, their top goal scorer, who was assessed a yellow card earlier. But again, it has been pretty physical between these two. Dowling saying that Waukee was not set. So just a few seconds left here on the clock as the officials do stop it. And our head official calls for the clock to continue to roll. And some confusion. And the officials just go ahead and stop it. Waukee not happy. Thought that they had set up their free kick with plenty of time. And then the clock did not roll immediately at the official's whistle. So the official just decided to take 3 seconds off himself. And that will take us into halftime, 0-0 our score between Waukee and Dowling Catholic. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll recap all of the action from our first half here at Waukee Stadium next. You're watching Iowa High School boys soccer on CISN.TV.
35 years in the automotive industry, I had the opportunity to build on the American dream, just like Henry Ford did over 100 years ago.
Introducing the all-new DeArmond Ford Indianola.
Like Ford Motor Company, we're a family-led business guided by our core values of hard work, trust, honesty, and integrity.
People drive to Indianola to buy Fords.
The all-new DeArmond Ford, DeArmondFord.com.
Built for America, sold by DeArmond Ford Indianola.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Central Bank opened its doors in 1877 and has been proud to call Iowa home ever since. For more than a century, our family-owned business has worked hand-in-hand with friends and neighbors across the state to make their dreams a reality. Come visit us at our new location on Hickman and Waukee and see how Central Bank can make it happen for you.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game, Shields.
And we have reached halftime here at Waukee Stadium on this Tuesday night, and we are scoreless through our first 40 minutes of play between Dowling Catholic and Waukee. Hunter Phillips, along with our hardworking crew here, delighted to have you with us. And, man, what a real exciting first half. We saw, again, just a lot of back and forth. The Warriors really had some moments there, but Dowling, especially with the play of Diego Leon, saving literally the Maroons here early on. We have a couple of replays of some of the spectacular saves that he was able to make unofficially, around 4 or 5 saves there in that opening half for the junior goalkeeper. And we take a look at the first one as Waukee was trying to set things up here from their near flank. Beautiful header opportunity, but going up in midair and snagging it there was Leon. And then just moments later, again, Waukee there for a stretch was just really applying a lot of pressure on the Maroons and trying to attack through the middle. And then that diving save and deflecting it with the right arm. And it did allow the Warriors to get a corner kick opportunity. but we're just unable to take advantage of it. And again, just the play of Diego Leon, no doubt, has helped the Maroons here early on. Waukee has had a lot of moments, but just have not been able to get it past Leon and get it into the back of the net. So again, scoreless right now between number 1 Waukee and number 13 Dowling. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the second half next here from Waukee Stadium on CISN.TV.
Who loves you, Iowa? Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee does. It's closeout time at Schottenkirk Chevrolet Waukee.
Get up to 17% of MSRP cash back on select new 21 models. Over 50 new Equinox and Traverse. Early lease termination program for Chevy owners, whether you bought your Chevy from us or not. Click, call, or stop in.
Who loves you, Iowa? Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee does. WaukeeChevy.com.
Hi, I'm Joe the Car Guy with Westside Auto. I'm excited to tell you about our new lifetime oil change plan. When you purchase our plan, you'll never have to pay for an oil change again. If you get a different car, simply transfer the plan over. If that car's oil needs are different than your original plan, just pay the difference. It couldn't be simpler. You won't have to worry about inflation or prices going up. Give us a call at Westside Auto Pros to get details on the lifetime oil change plan. And remember, when I say lifetime, I mean your lifetime, not just your car's.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
Central Bank opened its doors in 1877 and has been proud to call Iowa home ever since. For more than a century, our family-owned business has worked hand in hand with friends and neighbors across the state to make their dreams a reality. Come visit us at our new location on Hickman and Waukee and see how Central Bank can make it happen for you.
Halftime here in Waukee, again scoreless between Dowling Catholic and Waukee through our first half of play here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. We're about less than 3 minutes away from our second half getting underway. And, of course, earlier today, the Iowa High School Soccer Coaches Association released their latest top 10 rankings in Class 3A. Just wanted to go down the latest top 10 rankings in Class 3A. And, of course, one of the two of the top 15 teams in action tonight, including, of course, the number 1 team in the state, Waukee, at 13-0. Sitting at number 2 is Cedar Rapids Prairie. They jumped up in the latest rankings. They're at 9-1. Iowa City West, they also jumped up as well with an identical record of 9-1. Then you have the other undefeated team in Class 3A, Sioux City West. They come in at number 4 in the state. Valley did not change in the top 10 rankings. They're at 10-4 on the season. And then you have Cedar Falls. They've been climbing their way up the rankings here over the last few weeks. The Cedar Falls Tigers at 11-1. Meanwhile, Pleasant Valley, they dropped from number 2 in the state to number 7 within a week after 2 losses last week. So Pleasant Valley at 11-3. Meanwhile, the Johnston Dragons, they bumped up in the rankings as well. They're at number 8 and are 10-1 here this season. Then you have the Bettendorf Bulldogs at 10-2. And then finally at number 10, Ankeny. They're at 9-2, but a match that you watched last night here on CISN.TV. Ankeny fell to their crosstown rival, number 11, Ankeny Centennial, 3-1. And that was Centennial's first win over Ankeny since 2015, playing for the Pickaxe. And, man, what an emotional win for the Jaguars to be able to get past the Hawks last night. But those are the rankings, again, that got released earlier today. And so we're going to have really an exciting second half here coming up here in just over a minute. The Maroons playing solid defense, and in particular, Diego Leon. We just showed you a few of the saves that he was able to make there in that first half. But for Dowling, they really didn't do much in their scoring half. And for Joe Reed, their top goal scorer this season, he had a yellow card late there in the first half, and the Maroons were able to do enough and survive a little bit without him. But certainly Juergens has been a little bit quiet. Ben Juergens, one of our players to watch prior to the match when we just hit the air, as well as Joe Reed. Those are two players that Dowling will try to get going here. But Waukee, they've proven all season long it is tough to score goals against this group because they hold possession so well. And numerous players were trying to get involved in not only trying to assist in goals, but scoring as well. So it'll be interesting to see some of the adjustments that both of these coaches make. Again, two very good coaches here on the sidelines for both Dowling and Waukee. Dowling already out on the pitch again tonight, wearing their all-white road kits with maroon numerals and lettering and black trim. And the Warriors will be coming out of the locker room here in just a matter of moments. And one thing to note as well is that Waukee will be playing into the wind here in the second half. The wind still playing a bit of a factor when we started our match here tonight. The wind coming in out of the northwest at 13 miles an hour. But otherwise, a clear night, great night for soccer here as we are well into the second half of the regular season. Waukee jogging out onto the pitch. Carlos Aspie, see what he drew up for his Warriors in the locker room. But Jackson Teeling's squad, they're ready to go. They've been playing solid halves of soccer, but just have not been able to get goals into the back of the net. Really nothing to show for that hard work that they have been putting out there. As you see Waukee, they are out on the pitch as well in their home all-black kits with purple numerals and lettering and white trim. Of course, a rivalry match between Dowling and Waukee. We saw some physical play in the first half. You know that that's going to continue on here in the second half. Like we said at the top of our broadcast, in for a treat tonight, and especially after one scoreless half. You know that both of these teams are really going to be fighting hard here in the second half. Let's see who will set the tone here early on. Again, number 1 Waukee and number 13 Dowling Catholic. And it will be the Warriors. They get the early touch. Collecting it near side for the Warriors is Mitchell Dixon. Aggressively hunting for corners, and is able to do so on cue. Dixon, a junior for the Warriors. Strongly kicks it out far and looking for a header. Jake Macbeth was the nearest Warrior there. But the Warriors take it away from the Maroons. Leon with the save, still stays in play. Dowling desperately trying to clear it away. And Leon comes in and says, I've had enough. And this will reset the table for the Maroons. But again, early aggression by Waukee here in the first minute of our second half. Evan Knighty, an awfully quiet night, has not been called upon very often. Pushing it from the back line, and now back with it is senior Will Gearhart. Headed by Parker Stork, one of the senior captains. Now it's Abarca for Dowling Catholic. Now the Maroons trying to change their early momentum. Joe Reed is about to check in momentarily for the Maroons. So here is Stork, the senior defender. Dowling lining up much of their players left side of the box. Nighty dangerously knocks it away. Dowling had a little breathing room. Waukee backed into their own corner. And now try to shift directions. Warriors able to chase it down. No opportunity for a cross for the Warriors. Upset was Will King. Thought there may have been too much contact from behind. Again, he had two Maroons chasing him down and still was able to push it to the near portion of the field. Joe Reed is back in for Dowling. Had to sit out the last 5 minutes of the first half. Warriors briefly took it away from the Maroons, who will throw it in. Inside the 45th minute, here on this Tuesday night. West Side showdown between the Maroons and the Warriors. Dowling searching for their first win against Waukee since 2015. Warriors have won the last 4 matches against the Maroons. Waukee has had an excellent track record no matter the opponent here over the last few years. Champions again last in 2019, did not have a season in 2020. Then were state champs in 2018 as well. One of the most impressive win streaks in the entire country. 41 straight matches this Waukee team has won. Waukee pinning Dowling's numbers into that far side. But give the Maroons credit, they have been steadfast here thus far tonight. Waukee being methodical, and now they press with a long ball. Headed by Aiden Hillis. But Leone there in the right spot. Seven saves unofficially for Diego Leone. It's Gerhardt sending it forward for the Warriors. Then the first minute, quite a lot of pressure on the Maroons trying to get back to that. Center of the box, cleared away by Dowling. Dixon was the nearest one there for the Warriors. Now here's Nico Garcia. And it's Stork that is able to knock it away for Dowling Catholic. Possession stays with Waukee. Nice ball collected by Hillis, who garners a double team. Dowling tried to clear it while being out of play, so we'll stay with the Warriors. Aiden Hillis, one of 13 juniors for Waukee, throws it in and brings it back. Shot from way deep, knocked away, still alive, in fair play. Shot, goal in the corner for Waukee. And he knew that the Warriors were not going to be held back for too long. Leon was sent out. And just a powerful strike with the left boot there. That puts the Warriors up 1-0. Dowling trying to respond very quickly. But just like that, here comes Garcia and Waukee. And now here's Joe Reed and Dowling.
Number 22, Jacob Macbeth.
And a tough collision in the box. See who they award it to. Both players battling for position. It was Dixon there for Waukee. Did get confirmation that the goal was by Jake Macbeth for Waukee. There at the 50th minute. And now another golden opportunity for the Warriors. Taking it will be Blake Jones, the senior. Over the crossbar. And again, it stays in play. This is what Waukee was able to do moments ago. Take advantage of a loose ball, but Dowling is able to clear it out. The change in field we have seen here early on. 90 comes in to dive in on it for Waukee. So Jake Macbeth again getting the goal. And the junior scoring his first goal of the season. Becomes the 17th different Warrior to find the back of the net here this season. Again, just tremendous team soccer. That's what we've seen from the Warriors all season long. Dixon with great effort. keeps it alive for Waukee. Garcia able to draw the foul against the Maroons. Garcia trying to set up the table. Flicked in. Brushed out of the hands of Leone. Waukee playing with a purpose out of the gates here in the second half. Dixon. There he is. Gets it past Leone. 2-0 Warriors. Just tremendous effort by the Warriors out of the locker room. And they go up 2-0. And we take another look. Dixon has just been on another level here tonight. And really nowhere for Leone to go. Powerful left-footed strike by Mitchell Dixon.
Scoring for Waukee in the 52nd minute, number 11, Mitchell Dixon.
So 2 goals in 2 minutes for the Warriors. Has definitely changed the complexion of the match, but still plenty of time remaining here in regulation. 3 new Warriors coming in, as well as 1 new Maroon. Jack Hillis checking in for the first time tonight for Waukee. Again, one of 3 new players out there for the Warriors. So for Dixon, his 12th goal of the season. Now tied with Blake Jones for second on the team, behind C.J. Capola, who is still out for the Warriors. Get a hold on Nico Garcia that will give the ball back to Dowling. Goals have been hard to come by for this Maroon team as of late. Again, in their 2 matches last week, we're only able to put up 1. And that came in a 4-1 loss a week ago tonight against the Valley Tigers. But the Maroons in a good position. That's Sartori Fernandez. But whistled off anyway. Waukee again continuing to apply pressure. Nicely sent there in the box, but Garcia will collect it far side for the Warriors. Blazes by his opponent. Getting the upper hand there was Griesmer. Just for a moment. So another try here for the Warriors. Connecting in the 50th and 52nd minute here in the second half to give them a 2-0 advantage. Here's Gearhart for the Warriors. To Cole Schrage, the sophomore. Got another start tonight for Waukee. Warriors once again looking for Dixon. But a live ball collected by Hillis. So it was sent away by Quinn Stewart. But it just went right of the flag, and it will result in another corner kick for Waukee. And this time it's caught by Leone. Maroons playing into the wind here in the second half, but it has died down considerably. Substitution for Dowling Catholic. That'll be Angel Ramirez Reyes, senior midfielder. Did not see action last Friday at Southeast Polk. Jackson Teeling opting for senior leadership and experience here with just over 23 minutes remaining here in regulation, with Waukee up 2-0. Blake Jones for the Warriors. Searching for Jack Hillis. Fresh legs off the bench for Waukee, but Leone comes in. Leone with another strong kick. Trying to change the field. But as we've seen often this season, off of free kicks, goal kicks, Waukee getting the advantage and winning those free balls. Mitchell Dixon in the center with another shot. Saved by Leone. And it bounces out of play, and it will result in a corner for the Warriors. What a match for Dixon here tonight. Showing off his energy, stamina, just relentlessness here against Dowling. A good-looking shot here from the near side. That from Schrage. Reed sends it forward for the Maroons. Giving chase for Dowling is Arbarca. More subs in for the Maroons. Fabian Leone, who did get the start tonight, he is in, as well as another starter, John Harmon. Giving great hustle is Blake Jones. To the center. Passed a little behind for Nico Garcia. But again, Waukee's in the groove, that back line of theirs just gradually comes in. Dixon there for a moment. Blake Jones trying to evade his man. "20 minutes and change remaining here in regulation on this Tuesday night on the turf here at Waukee Stadium. Here's Schrage for Waukee. Gearhart to Jones. Again, a little frustration afterwards by Reed, who gets a talking to by our official. It's been a frustrating stretch for this Dowling team, especially for junior Joe Reed. Last Friday had some moments and some set pieces where they could have notched a goal against Southeast Polk on the road, but just were unable to do so. And this following a tough loss to their crosstown rival West Des Moines Valley. Always a heated exchange between those two rivals. Meanwhile, Nico Garcia tripped up by Reed, and that is a red card. It's been a domino effect for Reed, who was assessed a yellow card late in the first half. Head coach Jackson Teeling for Dowling Catholic. Not pleased with our official. So now Dowling will be without their top goal scorer for the remainder of the match. Meanwhile, here's Blake Jones. High arching free kick. Diving in was Juergens. Couldn't quite clear it away with the header like he wanted to. Sending it out as Parker Stork. Dixon will check out of the match for Waukee and scored a goal back in the 52nd minute. And Lucas Bartacek is back in for the Warriors. Blake Jones pushes it to Schrage here, near side. Little two-man game. Schrage with a late burst. Still keeps it alive. And now here's Bartacek with a dribbler. I think it's collected by Leone. So we've highlighted the frustrations for this Dowling program, avoiding what would be, as the score stands right now, a 3-match losing skid. But when this losing skid started against Valley, just knew that the road ahead was not going to be easy for the Maroons. But luckily for Dowling, they will be back at home for their next 3 matches. So hoping that those 3 matches, plus maybe some late momentum here tonight potentially, can get things going in the right direction. 3 Warriors now set to check in. Tyler Rayburn, one of the new Warriors that we have yet to see tonight, come in for the first time, as well as Aiden Hillis. Nico Garcia, one of 3 Warriors, checking out. But the mainstay there in that midfield / forward position for Waukee tonight. Scoreless at half, you just knew that something was going to have to give. And again, at the 50th minute, that's where Waukee was able to break the ice here on this rivalry match. Again, that goal came from Jake Macbeth Jr. And that really started to open things up even more so for a Waukee team that, again, is the most dangerous scoring team in the state now. 92 goals on the season for this team. And they've done it by sharing the ball, getting everyone involved, and not giving up on the play. Just playing smart, fundamental soccer, along with just having numerous guys who can get it done. Looks like Juergens will exit for the Maroons. Been a quiet night for Ben Juergens. Again, our player to watch for Dowling. Limited on his touches. Got to give credit to Waukee there. Between that and just the frustration boiling over for Joe Reed. Waukee essentially taking out two of the top players for Dowling. So we started to highlight again the upcoming schedule for Dowling. They'll be back at home this Friday. They will host the Roosevelt Rough Riders. And a week from tonight, again back at home taking on the Urbandale Jayhawks, who have been playing some good soccer as of late. And then senior night will be next Friday, May 14th. They will host number 8 Johnston. So a critical stretch for this Dowling team. Again, is searching for their first goal here tonight. Again, just trying to find something here with 13 and a half minutes to play in regulation from Waukee. Parker Stork with a low line drive boot that's immediately picked up by the Warriors. Now the Warriors with numbers again, just race into their half, but then briefly slow down the tempo. Nice ball to the middle. Leone out of position. Leaves it open for a brief second. The Warriors knew it. Just a little disappointed that they couldn't quite get the angle or the position that they needed to. So we looked at Dowling's schedule. As for Waukee, they will be back at home here on Friday. They will host the Fort Dodge Dodgers. Then a week from tonight, they will play at number 8 Johnston. Be a big match for Waukee as that shot is sent over the crossbar. Strong send from Will Gearhart. And then next Friday, May 14th, Waukee will be back here at home to take on Southeast Polk, who did receive votes in the latest Iowa High School Soccer Coaches Association poll. As we said at the top of the broadcast, a Waukee team that has shown no signs of slowing down. Strong start to the second half. It's propelled them now to a 2-0 lead. They have just not given this Dowling team any opportunities for counters. Limited set pieces. In fact, the Maroons just with one that came way early in the first half. Well, and you could sense the frustration there on that play from Carson Boyle. Waukee trying to build onto their lead. Couldn't quite set something up there. Couple of headers. Official stop play for a substitution here. And that will be Luke Powell for Dowling. Senior in for the first time here tonight. Throwing it in is Aiden Hillis. Back out to Blake Jones. Jones will play his college soccer at Carleton College up in Northfield, Minnesota. Came into the match third in Class 3A in assists with 11. There he is right there. Corner for the Warriors. Shot too high from Jones. Knighty is able to take care of it for Waukee, who lapsed just a moment. Under 9 to play in regulation. Dowling trying to muster something here down the stretch. Meanwhile, Waukee just trying to play a solid again. 8.5 minutes. Taking care of the ball. Mistake-free. And trying to close out this night with yet another win and maintain their undefeated record. That's played ahead for Hillis. Sliced over to the opposite side. No one quite there. And it will be a goal kick for Dowling Catholic. Reserves now in for the Warriors. Nico Aceby as well as Lucas Santana. One of the luxuries for this Waukee team, again, getting guys plenty of playing time and good experience. Here especially with just a few weeks remaining on the regular season, so important. Ball sent ahead for Joe Macbeth. And Leone is in position. Joe's brother Jake got the scoring started for the Warriors back in the 50th minute, scoring his first goal of the season. Shot that went into the upper right half. No play for Diego Leone. Then just a few minutes later, it was Mitchell Dixon. A strong shot with the left foot as well. And now, a little bit of chirping going on. Fumes running a little high here late in this one. I believe that was Harmon there for Dowling Catholic. Couldn't quite see who he was talking to for Waukee. Wouldn't expect anything different again in these rivalry matches. Teams give it their all. These guys know one another, growing up around the same area. There's club soccer as well. Yellow card registered for Dowling. That's against Carson Boyle. And now we do have a stoppage. Jackson Teeling wanting an explanation. So it will be a free kick for the Warriors. But it's just been one of those nights for Teeling and his squad. Tough stretch for the Maroons here as of late. Waiting for our officials to resume play. It looks like Ryan Ellerbach, one of two Warriors, set to send this free kick. It will be a corner once again for the Warriors. And more reserves entering the match for Waukee. One of the players coming out, senior Ryan Ellerbach. So see what the reserves for Waukee can do here in the latter minutes of this half. Initially knocked away by Dowling. So the Maroons with a goal kick. Just over 4.5 minutes to play here in regulation. Now it looks like a yellow card was given to Waukee. That was to Lucas Santana, who just checked in just a few minutes ago. So a little heated down the stretch here to close out this one between Dowling and Waukee. Nighty boots it away for the Warriors. And Leone comes up to retrieve it for the Maroons. So the Warriors just holding on here. Closing in on their 14th victory of the season. And again, that impressive win streak that dates back to May 15th of 2018. 41 straight matches this program has won in a row. Last loss coming on May 11th of 2018 against Ankeny Centennial. Just truly remarkable what this program has done just year after year, and then with the COVID pause in 2020, and then the comeback this year. The senior class just so excited for one final opportunity as one school, and just to continue the tradition that they have been able to build. These grind out wins, even though for a Waukee team this year that's averaged well over 2 goals per game. In fact, averaging 7 goals per game this season, well below their average here tonight. These grind out type of wins, very important here down the stretch. Free kick for the Maroons. Will be a throw-in for Waukee. Just one of those rare moments here tonight where Dowling has essentially had an opportunity, and now here we go with a free kick for Enrico Sartori Fernandez, setting it up, and now it's Ben Juergens. Juergens with the right foot. Still loose in front of the net. Knocked around by both teams, and Waukee comes away with it. Keep in mind, a lot of reserves out there on the pitch right now for the Warriors. We did see Dowling late in their match against Southeast Polk last Friday here on CISN.TV really apply a lot against the Rams. Doing a good job just kind of freelancing and trying to gain opportunities. Bringing it across is Macbeth. Sliding in is Leone, and he is hurt. And see what we have here. We're going to have to stop time again. Just unfortunate there. 2 players going for the ball. Diego Leone, junior goalkeeper. Still down on the turf right now for the Maroons. Players on the pitch for Dowling calling for an athletic training staff member to take a look at Diego Leone. So late in the match, something you don't want to see as we have a yellow card away from the action given to Waukee. I believe they're going to give that to Nico Aceby. So coming back in for Waukee will be Blake Jones, but of course still on the turf right now is Diego Leone. Certainly hope that that young man is all right. Leone just came in again, making a play. Sacrificing his body, diving in and sliding, and just his knees and ankles collected with a member of Waukee's. And man, what a stellar first half he had as well. We showed you at halftime 2 of the 5 saves that he made in that first half. Time stopped at 9 seconds to go here in regulation. And no points as Leone be able to get up, and it looks like he does there. A good sportsmanship on both sides. What a warrior he has been here tonight. We knew the physical play was going to carry on into the second half, and certainly do not want to see anyone get injured, but glad to see Leone is all right.
5, 4.
Final seconds tick away here on this Tuesday night. And the number 1 team in the state remains undefeated as they defeat Dowling Catholic 2-0 here tonight. Waukee advances to 14-0 on the season. Meanwhile, for Dowling, they have now lost 3 straight matches and fall to 9-4 on the season. It was 2 goals in the second half that got the Warriors past the Maroons here tonight. Again, it was Jake Macbeth, the junior, in the 50th minute, getting it past Diego Leone, and then 2 minutes later, it was Mitchell Dixon scoring his 12th goal of the season in the 52nd minute. And those 2 goals were enough for the Warriors tonight to get past Dowling Catholic. Again, our final score, 2-0 here from Waukee Stadium. So, again, we appreciate you joining us here tonight. I want to thank Jeff Stark, who is behind the camera delivering the pictures for you, as well as our director, Randy Nielsen. For all of us here on CISN.TV, I'm Hunter Phillips, signing off here from Waukee Stadium here in Waukee, Iowa. And you've been watching Iowa High School Boys Soccer on CISN.TV.